Before you decide that sleeveless dresses are no longer for you, look closely at these two outfits. The woman has the same arms, the same body, and the same age. But one dress makes her feel exposed and uncomfortable, while the other looks balanced, polished, and completely natural. The difference is not her body. It is the way the dress is constructed. Perhaps you have stood in front of a mirror, pulled at the fabric near your underarm, or added a cardigan, even though the weather was far too warm. Maybe you liked the color and the length of the dress, but something around the shoulders simply did not feel right. And after several disappointing fitting room experiences, it was easy to conclude that sleeveless clothing was made for someone else. But very often, the problem is not sleeveless clothing itself. It is one small design detail that changes the entire upper body. In this video, we are going to look at 7 practical details that can make sleeveless dresses feel more balanced on a real, changing body after 55. We will look at armholes, shoulder width, necklines, fabric, visual lines, lightweight layers, and the way an outfit is completed. You will also see clear comparisons, so you can understand why one option works differently from another. This is not about hiding your arms. It is about choosing clothes that work with your proportions instead of asking your body to work for the clothes. Before we begin, there is one idea worth keeping in mind. A body part is not a styling mistake. Fuller arms, softer skin, and changing proportions are normal parts of a real life and a real body. A good outfit does not need to erase those things. It simply creates a visual frame that allows the whole person to be seen, rather than drawing attention to one awkward line or opening. So throughout this video, we will not ask, how can I make my arms disappear? We will ask a much more useful question. What helps this dress feel balanced on me? The first detail to check is the armhole. This is the curved opening where the dress meets your shoulder, underarm, and side of the bust. Because it sits beside several different areas of the body, even a small fitting problem can become very noticeable. An armhole can be too low, too wide, too tight, or simply shaped for a body that is different from yours. When the opening is too low or too wide, it may reveal more of the bra or underarm area than you intended. The loose opening can also create a dark gap between the body and the dress. That gap often attracts more attention than the arm itself, because the eye notices strong contrast and unexpected empty space. Many women blame their arms at this point, when the real issue is that the dress is not sitting close enough to the side of the body. The opposite problem is an opening that is too tight. If the edge presses into the skin, restricts movement, or pulls the fabric across the bust, the dress will feel uncomfortable, even when the size label appears correct. Going up a full size does not always solve this, because the rest of the dress may then become too loose. Sometimes the shape of the armhole, rather than the overall size, is simply wrong for your proportions. A better armhole follows the body closely enough to avoid a large gap, but still leaves enough room for comfortable movement. It should not bite into the upper arm, pull across the bust, or force you to hold your arms unnaturally. When trying on a dress, look at the front, side, and back. Lift your arms, reach forward, and sit down for a moment. A dress that only looks good while you stand perfectly still is not truly a comfortable fit. The right opening lets the garment stay in place while your body continues to move naturally. The second detail is the amount of fabric that sits across the top of the shoulder. Very narrow straps create a strong visual contrast between a thin line of fabric and the fuller shape of the arm. There is nothing wrong with wearing narrow straps when you enjoy them. But when your goal is greater visual balance, a little more shoulder coverage can make the dress feel more connected to the body. A wider shoulder section creates a stronger frame around the neckline and upper body. Instead of the dress appearing to hang from two small points, the fabric looks more intentional and structurally supported. This can be especially helpful when the dress has a V-neck, a soft scoop neck, or a gently shaped square neckline. The width does not have to be heavy or matronly. Even a clean, moderately wide shoulder line can feel modern, elegant, and light. Wider shoulder coverage can also make practical dressing easier. It may cover a supportive bra strap more securely and reduce the need to adjust the dress throughout the day. That small sense of security matters. When you are not checking the neckline, pulling at the straps, or worrying about the underarm, your posture and expression naturally become more relaxed. Comfort is not separate from style. Comfort is one of the reasons an outfit looks convincing. This does not mean that every woman over 55 must avoid thin straps. Personal style is not a list of forbidden clothes. A narrow strap may work beautifully under a lightweight open shirt, with a soft wrap, or simply because you love the way it looks. The purpose of this advice is not to create another age rule. It is to give you a choice. When you want the upper body to feel more visually balanced, try comparing a narrow strap with a wider shoulder shape in the same mirror. The difference may be surprisingly clear. So before judging your arms in a sleeveless dress, check two things first. Does the armhole stay close without pinching? And does the shoulder width create the amount of balance and security that you prefer? Those two details solve more fitting problems than many women realize. But there is another design choice that can change the entire upper body without covering the arms at all. It is the shape of the neckline. And some of the most common necklines do the exact opposite of what many women expect. The third detail is the neckline. Although the neckline does not cover the arms, it strongly influences where the eye travels across the upper body. Some necklines create a wide horizontal frame, while others guide the eye gently downward. This does not mean that one neckline is universally flattering and another is always wrong. It simply means that the shape around your face, shoulders, and chest can change how balanced the entire sleeveless dress appears. A high, closed neckline creates a clear horizontal line across the upper body. On some women, that structure feels clean, modern, and beautifully minimal. But when it is combined with narrow shoulder straps, stiff fabric, or a very broad cut, the upper body may begin to look like one solid block. The eye moves from shoulder to shoulder instead of moving through the center of the outfit. If you already feel that your shoulders or upper arms receive more attention than you prefer, this combination may intensify that effect. The neckline itself is not the problem. It is the way several horizontal details work together. A soft V neckline often creates a gentle downward direction through the center of the body. It can separate the shoulder line, open the area around the face, and create space between the neckline and the fuller part of the arm. A scoop neckline can produce a similar effect when the curve is soft rather than extremely wide. A gently shaped square neckline can also work beautifully because it gives the outfit structure without completely closing the upper body. The best option is usually not the deepest or most dramatic neckline. It is the one that opens the upper body comfortably, stays secure, and supports the proportions of the dress. When trying on a sleeveless dress, look beyond the neckline while standing still. Sit down, lean forward slightly, and turn from side to side. The neckline should feel open enough to create balance, but secure enough that you are not checking or adjusting it throughout the day. The most flattering neckline is often the one you can forget about once you leave the mirror. The fourth detail is the fabric. Two dresses can have the same color, neckline, and basic shape, yet behave completely differently because of the material. Some fabrics stand away from the body and create additional width. Others collapse into every curve and crease. A fabric with controlled drape falls close enough to follow the body, but not so closely that it clings to every area. For a sleeveless dress, this matters around the armhole, bust, waist, and lower belly, because all of those areas affect how the garment hangs from the shoulder. A very stiff fabric can create structure, which is sometimes useful. But when the dress is cut broadly through the shoulder and torso, that stiffness may hold the garment away from the body. Instead of skimming the natural outline, the dress creates its own larger shape. This can make a petite woman feel overwhelmed or make the upper body appear heavier than it really is. A medium weight fabric with gentle movement usually follows the shoulder, falls smoothly beside the arm, and continues over the midsection without collapsing. The goal is not for the dress to be loose. The goal is for the fabric to move without fighting the body. At the other extreme, fabric that is very thin or highly elastic may cling around the armhole, bust, and midsection. A shiny surface can increase this effect because light reflects from every raised area and shadow. This does not mean mature women must avoid soft or lightweight clothing. The useful distinction is between fabric that moves and fabric that attaches itself to the body. A soft matte material with a small amount of structure often gives you both comfort and visual calm. It moves when you move, but it does not require constant pulling, smoothing, or adjusting. Before buying the dress, pinch a small section of fabric and release it. Watch how quickly it returns to shape. Then walk, sit, and gently turn. If the material stays attached to one area, creates deep creases, or requires repeated smoothing, it may become frustrating in real life. Choose the fabric that allows you to stop thinking about the dress and enjoy the day. The fifth detail is the visual direction created by the dress and the rest of the outfit. The eye naturally follows seams, openings, color changes, necklaces, and garment edges. When several details move vertically, the outfit tends to feel connected from the face to the hem. A V neckline, a center seam, a row of buttons, or a long pendant can all support that direction. You do not need to use every one of these elements at the same time. Too many details can become distracting. One or two clean vertical lines are often enough to balance the horizontal width of the shoulders and arms. This is not about making the body look artificially taller or thinner. It is about helping the eye see the complete outfit before focusing on one individual area. Color and pattern can create visual direction as well. A very large print placed directly across the shoulder or upper arm may become the first thing the eye notices. Strong, contrasting bands can also divide the body into separate sections. Smaller or more evenly distributed patterns often feel calmer, especially when the background color of the dress remains visible. A nearly continuous color from shoulder to hem can create a simple, polished foundation. You can then add interest near the face with earrings, a necklace, a scarf, or a flattering lipstick color. The dress provides the calm background, while the accessories bring attention back to you. We have now looked at 3 more details. A neckline can open or close the visual frame. Fabric can stand away, cling, or move naturally with the body. And clean visual lines can connect the outfit from the face to the hem. But even a beautifully fitted sleeveless dress can still feel unfinished when the shoes, accessories, or outer layer work against it. Next, we will look at lightweight layers, posture, and complete outfit formulas that allow you to wear sleeveless dresses in real everyday situations. The sixth detail is the optional outer layer. Many women automatically add a cardigan or jacket over a sleeveless dress because they feel that their arms need to be covered. But a layer works best when it completes the outfit, rather than acting as an apology for the body underneath. On warm days, a heavy cardigan may add unnecessary bulk, interrupt the shape of the dress, and make you feel uncomfortable. A lightweight open layer can provide coverage when you want it, while still allowing the neckline, color, and silhouette of the dress to remain visible. The goal is not to hide the sleeveless dress. It is to let the layer and the dress work together. When you do want an extra layer, begin with the fabric. Lightweight linen, soft cotton, fine knit, and sheer woven materials usually allow air and movement to pass through the outfit. The layer should fall from the shoulder rather than standing stiffly away from the body. It should also move independently from the dress instead of clinging to it and creating one heavy block. Avoid assuming that a thin fabric must be transparent or shapeless. A well-cut, lightweight layer can feel polished, structured, and comfortable at the same time. Look for movement, breathability, and a clean, open front. The length of the layer matters as much as the fabric. A layer that ends at the widest point of the torso may create a strong horizontal line in that exact area. A very long layer can also overwhelm a petite frame or conceal the shape of the dress completely. Try a layer that ends slightly above or below the widest part of your body. For some women, that may be near the upper hip. For others, a long line that falls below the hip will feel more balanced. There is no universal perfect length. The useful question is whether the layer supports the proportions of the dress or interrupts them. The seventh detail is the way comfort influences posture. This is not about standing rigidly, pulling in your stomach, or forcing your shoulders backward. When a dress pinches, slips, or exposes more than you intended, you may naturally press your arms against your body or round your shoulders forward. That posture often makes the outfit feel less comfortable and draws more attention to the very area you are worried about. When the armhole, neckline, and undergarments feel secure, the shoulders can relax and the arms can rest naturally. Good posture is not a performance. It is often the result of wearing clothes that allow you to stop protecting yourself. Supportive undergarments can also affect how a sleeveless dress sits. The goal is not to compress or reshape the body. It is to create comfort, stability, and a smooth foundation for the garment. A bra strap that stays securely beneath the shoulder section can reduce constant adjusting. A band that fits correctly can also help the neckline and armhole remain in their intended position. If you repeatedly pull the dress upward, adjust the straps, or check the side opening, the problem may involve both the dress and what is worn underneath it. Choose a cord that feels comfortable enough to forget about during the day. Let us bring these ideas together with several simple outfit formulas. The first is a soft V-neck midi dress with moderately wide shoulder coverage, a delicate pendant, and comfortable low-heeled sandals. This formula creates an open neckline, a clean vertical direction, and an easy, complete look. The second is a sleeveless A-line dress with a properly fitted armhole and a lightweight linen shirt worn open. This gives you optional coverage without hiding the dress. The third is a sleeveless blouse with wide shoulder coverage, straight-leg trousers, and a long necklace. This is useful when you want the freedom of a sleeveless top without wearing a dress. The fourth formula is a monochromatic sleeveless column. Choose a dress, shoes, and optional layer in closely related colors. Then add one point of interest near the face. This could be gold earrings, a flattering lipstick color, or a small scarf. The fifth formula is a softly draped wrap-style dress with stable shoulder coverage and a secure neckline. The diagonal line of the wrap can add movement through the center of the outfit, while the softer fabric follows the body without clinging. Neither formula requires your arms or midsection to disappear. They simply allow the outfit to feel visually connected.
The sixth formula is a sleeveless dress with a subtle vertical seam, comfortable sneakers, and a lightweight cropped jacket, carried rather than worn. This works well for travel, shopping, or casual days when the temperature may change. The seventh formula is the simplest. Choose a sleeveless dress with a secure armhole, a neckline you enjoy, and fabric that moves comfortably. Add shoes you can walk in and one accessory that feels like you. Then leave your arms visible. Sometimes the most polished outfit is the one that does not look as though it is trying to solve or conceal anything.
The next time you try on a sleeveless dress, remember these 7 details. First, check that the armhole stays close without pinching. Second, choose the amount of shoulder coverage that gives you the balance and security you prefer. Third, notice how the neckline frames your face and upper body. Fourth, look for fabric that moves without standing away or clinging. Fifth, use 1 or 2 clean visual lines to connect the outfit. Sixth, add a lightweight layer only when it improves the outfit or your comfort. And seventh, choose enough support and ease that your posture can remain natural. None of these ideas require you to become younger, thinner, or different. They simply help the clothing do its job. Your body is not required to earn the right to wear a sleeveless dress. The dress is required to fit and support the life you are living now. Which of these 7 details makes the biggest difference for you? Share your experience in the comments, especially if you've discovered a neckline, fabric, or layering formula that helps you feel more comfortable. And if you value practical style advice for real, changing bodies, subscribe to Mature Woman Style. In the next video, we will look at 6 sleeve shapes that create better balance for fuller arms, and the small details that can make a sleeve feel completely different. Thank you for spending this time with me. Style does not expire. It simply becomes more personal.